All I know is I just want to be, when it comes to my job, I want to be like the guy who invented the jackhammer. Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to my job, I want to be like the guy who invented the jackhammer. So when I finish and retire, everyone just says he was truly groundbreaking.
Mm. Well, we'll cement that one here.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock, and if you're watching us here live, thank you very much. We wouldn't be able to do the show without you awesome people who tune in each and every week. If you haven't already, make sure you slam that like button because it helps us out in the algorithm as we get ever closer to being monetized. And if you're not already subscribed, hopefully today is the day we earn your subscription. So hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. We just had a fantastic interview with Ace from Ramen Toys.
No, we didn't.
I'm sorry. We're having We are having an interview. See, that's what happens. I have 2 weeks off, and I
New Reaction Monday.
Yes, we have the new reaction.
I've got it written right here.
Read. Yeah, I need to read, and I need to.
In all this time, I never learned to read.
Yeah, and I just recognized the logo. That was the Homer Simpson line. We have the interview with Ace coming up. We've had some fantastic interviews prior. Ring that notification bell.
Episode of Reaction, I guarantee it.
You're not going to want to miss that one. So hopefully we earn your subscription. Ring that notification bell. And if you haven't already, if you're watching us here live, pop in that live chat over there. We've got a bunch of cool folks hanging out with us. We'll be shouting you out.
Okay, kids, my parents didn't pay attention to me either. Why do you think I'm a 45-year-old man who collects action figures?
There's a litany of reasons why that happened. Anyway, pop in the live chat. We'll be reading your comments throughout the course of the show, interacting with you all. And if you also are interested in getting some merch ahead of TFCon, check the link in the description below. We've got our Teespring store. I know our friend of the show and friend of mine, Deluxe, he picked up a Figure Action shirt. And if we see you repping one there, we'll give you a high five, hug, handshake, whatever your choice is. We appreciate it, and it's a good way to look good and support the show. I missed everybody, man. It's been I was intending on being here last week, but I got stung, and I'm allergic to wasps, so I'll get into that. Yes, I am very tanned, so I'm
I actually just exterminated a yellow jacket's nest today. No, there's no joke involved in that one. I sat there, I took the foam, sprayed it in there, came back. They were still going on there, sprayed the foam again, walked up to it, realized I had to pull what every action figure had to do, and, well, use more foam, so more FOMO was applied. And then I literally jammed a stick down there to wake up anybody who was still alive, sprayed the foam, and I got them all.
That is some real foam. Oh, but well, aside from your adventure in killing yellow jackets, how has your week been? How are you doing? And what cool things have you picked up?
Working aside from working my ass off, didn't get too much this week, but I did get something kind of cool. I literally did not mean to get this, but I was able to trade for this guy. So I got the Mezco Duke. So now, with the exception of that SDCC Snake Eyes, I have every Mezco G.I. Joe, which I said I was never going to get into the Mezco G.I. Joes. Go freaking figure. They look fantastic, by the way. And I got this guy in yesterday, the Hasbro 2-pack of the Sentinels, which a review is currently live on my channel as we speak. So it's a figure, I'll say that, and that's pretty much what I got. And no, first of all, the dad jokes are not strong on the stream. The dad jokes are just apparent on the stream. So, but that's me. What you got, man?
Well,
what you got?
Yeah, I got back from vacation and just been really working on a lot of training stuff at work. And yes, as the chat noticed, I am very tan. It was a good vacation. We got to the Carolinas just as Debbie was leaving. And the only complaint I had really was that the water was really choppy as a result. So there's a lot of being out on the beach, not really being out in the water, but it was enjoyable. My family came down, my cousin and her kids. And we had a good time with my wife's family as well, and we managed to get houses all together, so it was nice. It's a good way to kind of put a lid on summer. And yeah, I came back and my grass was all out of whack. I was taking care of the grass last week, and I got stung multiple times by a wasp, and I'm allergic. So thankfully, I'm not allergic to the point where I had to go to the hospital. But yeah, it sucked. And I was taking a shower before the show. I got back from the gym and I found the last piece of stinger was still in my side. So that was fun. I took that out with a pair of tweezers. But otherwise, feeling good. And yeah, like I said, everything's been going good with the new gig.
That's how the horror movie starts, by the way.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one's ever made a horror movie with like those killer hornets. You would think that Asylum would have been all over that, especially since those things allegedly spit venom. But yeah, I got some cool stuff. I guess I'll start off. I got my Sentinel 2-pack, much like Dave, and I kind of share the same sentiment. Like these, like the box is very cool. It's very reminiscent of that old Konami game.
Very efficiently as well.
I was surprised. So I only took one out, but so the people can see. Little teaser for your review. Yeah, this is very efficient way of packing two figures that are just larger 6-inch scale, and I share similar sentiments. If you're a fan of the video game, these are decent. The best thing I found is the face sculpt, but they probably will use this mold again for various other things. They'll probably use it for recolors and a more comic act. You'll probably get a retro card back. So if you missed out on the 2-pack, don't fret. It's Hasbro. And also, no, these are just okay. And actually, I'm noticing now one of the things I don't like is they use that rubbery knee joint.
Oh yeah, that and the ankles pivots absolutely suck.
Yeah,
it's one of the worst ankle pivots I have seen.
Yeah, it's not the best there, but
I do have a review on my channel. So,
what was really good, I ended up getting this 2-pack, the Fractured Friendship 2-pack, and I'm glad I did, even though I have the MMC one. God damn, it's painful that they did not make this a mainline release. Painful. This is probably one of my favorite retail figures of the year so far. And just the little changes that they made to fill out the truck mode, changes the transformation up. This thing just looks so good. It's so fun to pose around. It really gives the mold the little extra that and again the gamer edition one was good, but I just have so much fun posing this guy around. The Megatron sucks. I didn't even bother bringing him up, but yeah, this is a really good set, and it hasn't sold out yet. So if you didn't get it, I would say
buy for 2 figures that you're not even gonna want one of them.
Yeah, I mean that's the crap part is that you have to get that Megatron. The Megatron's fine, but it's just I just wish they'd sold this guy on his own. Also, I got the Fans Toys Jester, which is a fine figure. I'm glad to have all my aerial bots. I got all my decals on him. He looks the part. The aerial bot shelf is complete, and now I just have all these Fans Toys parts that are just kind of sitting in a box till the end of time. And good to see you, Deluxe. I also took advantage of the TF Source had a ridiculous sale, and I got their hubcap for $20, which is insane. I've always wanted this mold because years ago we interviewed Chigo King, and this was a mold that he had designed. And I was always curious about it. And this works, for having a unique mold for hubcap. I like it. It's very posable. It feels pretty good. So glad to have got that. And I also picked up Dr. Egg, which was a figure that I wanted, but I didn't damn near $200 want. And they had him for $60. And I was like, hell yes, I'm going to get a Quintesson for $60. I haven't put batteries in it because he takes very specific batteries. So he just kind of looks nice right now. And seeing it on camera doesn't really do it justice. This is actually painted up really good. My only gripe about this is one, I wish it took conventional batteries. And two, I wish it had moving, like the mouths were articulated like they were on the little Voyager one. But this is a lot larger than I was expecting, and here he is compared to like a standard Voyager. It's a big piece, and the whole egg portion is die cast. So I propped him up in front of my my Studio Cell Unicron. Looks great. So for all the hate TF Source gets, that sale was ridiculous. They had Junkions for Voyager prices for like $34. It's crazy. So, but also says a lot about, where people are with X-Transbots. So, yeah, I know we're going to have Junkion Crafts and Builds joining us in just a little bit, but I guess we can go ahead and start getting into the news.
Ball rolling.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff to talk about. No, we were shouting people out in the chat, so we will be highlighting your comments throughout the course of this, because I'm really curious what you find folks think about what was shown off at Tokyo Toy Show. So let's, without further ado, get this pulled up. So Tokyo Toy Show happened, and we got a lot of new reveals, particularly Masterpiece or MPG God Bomber. So
he looks cool. He's definitely, and I like the fact he's got the junior headmasters with him.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. And the only thing though, I like that these are painted up. The Fans Hobby one actually came with transforming junior headmasters.
Right, but those are cartoon accurate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've ever watched Master Force. They're more people in armor.
Yeah. So,
I didn't think God Bomber was bigger than God Ginrai, but
let's see, there's some better shots here. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you gotta have God Bomber to get the ultimate big super powerful mode. So there you go.
Yeah, like God Bomber is also just kind of a drone, and yeah. As Dave said, you do. And I think he is a little bit shorter. I wish, like, my biggest gripe is this photography, because it's really hard to gauge the size of these guys.
Well, someone probably just came in sneaking in a what's that Astro Train? Is that a new Astro Train?
Oh yeah, so they're doing a dramatic capture 3-pack. Let's go back here. So they're doing the 3 Voyager pluses. You're not getting the caboose or the hands, and you're getting more, I guess they'd say anime accurate decos for these guys.
But it's still probably going to cost more than the ones with the parts anyway. So
yeah, I think it's silly to do Starscream in this, though.
I also think the Astro Train and freaking Blitzwing should never have been at leader prices, but that's a whole different
I agree. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
these are probably
couple extra parts don't qualify.
Especially in the case of Blitzwing, because those fists were not substantial at all.
And they never did anything. People thought there was part of a build-a-figure or something on there, and it turns out it was just there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's not a new Astro Train, just
a clean deco. Lighter colors, same Starscream.
They just had so many of those Starscreams with the capes. They just
And then we got Mike. Well, we'll go through the rest of these pictures, then we'll cut over to Mike to find out how he's done. It looks like there's more red deco on the Blitz. Again, none of these warrant, the a 3-pack. And it looks like they're coming in March 2025.
by then I'll care even less about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Seen the 40th Lyo convoy. I think he looks good. Again, still think it's silly he doesn't come with a gun or the guns, especially since the Nemesis version did.
I mean, the paint's nice, but yeah, it's a thing.
Well, they did give him the main deco, and you know.
Yeah, as I said, the paint's really nice.
Yeah. Then we get into the more traditional leader scale Prime. Every time I see this figure, I think the better it looks. Some pictures here: God Bomber's vehicle mode, and of course the God Ginrai, which
that's why you buy it. That is why you buy God Bomber, and that looks impressive. I'm going to say that's going to have some very, very nice shelf presence.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not usually a person touting the greatness of Takara. I think that is. I'm very curious to see how that's going to measure up next to either A, the fans' hobby, and B, when X-Transbots ever finishes their project.
Well, the fans' hobby one combined is, again, I have it. I love fans' hobby. It does not hold together.
Okay, well, there you go.
So the wing, the system they have for clipping on the wings, it's so back heavy. It just does not work very well. So yeah, and we're going back to the.
So then hopefully this might actually be the definitive God Ginrai.
Hopefully so.
Which again, if you've never seen Master Force, I highly recommend it. I actually liked it better than Victory. It was a nice independent story that had some cool Transformer. Little bit of it had a very Brave feel to it. If you ever watch things like Gal Gaigar or Brave X Kaiser, in some ways I won't say it's the template to the Brave series, and it was just fun.
Well, before we get into the additional stuff from Tokyo Toy Show, let's say hi to Mike and find out how he's doing. If he got anything cool this week.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hey.
It's been a week, man. It's been somewhat brutal, so to speak, which we might expound on later on here. But yeah, just been working like crazy this week. Kids are back in school. Son is in college, and I've been running to pick up some stuff this week. And I'll show something else out here. But pickups. Where did I just put it? This came today. The SDCC. Sorry for the. So I got that. Finally, it just took forever to ship. And then everything else this week has been for a really crappy toy. So.
Wait, so I got to ask, like, is it because I've been trying to catch up on everything? It's been busy for me. I saw Kato put out that video that was very tongue in cheek.
Yes, slightly.
Okay.
Really, the quick and dirty of it, it's a good piece. The plastic feels really good on it. There are some areas that you hope would be improved upon, and we'll hear back from that. I mean, feedback is feedback. It's happening. But really, it's a good vehicle. All right, and as much as the usual social media zeitgeist has good and bad about it, I finally got my filming done and edited, and it's up today. So check it out if you want. If you really want to hear my opinion on it. And yeah, and I got something else here to show. I'm going to mute myself for a second so you don't have to hear all the packaging. So hold on. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. It's okay.
I would probably be saying my big thing with the Vanguard is it's a good piece. It's solid. I guess part of the hype is if you ever listen to how Bobby talks and criticizes other figures, maybe you were expecting a little bit more because of that. But as a standalone piece, it is absolutely fine. My only, again, for me, it's just from somebody who criticizes other figures of not having things that he puts into them, that you become more sensitive to the things that it is lacking. because he talks. I hate to say it, he talks down on some of his competitive product. But if you hadn't heard anything about that, if you were not familiar with the person, with things like that, then yes, the Vanguard is an absolutely fine piece of big old plastic that will look absolutely awesome filled with troops.
Well said.
How'd I do?
And
How'd I do in terms of time?
What's that?
How'd I do?
Perfect time.
Was that objective enough?
Yes. And again, a really good take on everything. And for those that have been in the Transformers community for as long as you have been, it's what he just described is synonymous to what we see on a daily basis. But all right, I'm going to unblur real quick just so it makes it easier to see.
Please do. And you muted yourself.
Sorry, my son's room is chaotic because he just left it in a chaotic state. But anyway, let's see, where am I at? Virtual background. Okay, there we go. So this also just came in today, and if you can tell or not, it's got a little mud all over it. So, and just a quick glance on it, it looks pretty good, very thorough, at least across the bottom. It does actually have a little bit like a raised feel on where the paint is. So interesting. So, but yeah, this has been going along, and if you guys haven't seen the video for yet, because of how cool this vehicle is and the controversy, whether good or bad, I decided to help someone out. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give a Vanguard away.
Holy crap!
What?
So, yeah. So we're working through that. I'm trying to get a little bit of like a variety show to help celebrate that with some different guests. Some we may know and have talked to. Other ones have not been on the show ever. But, we never know who might pop up. Maybe even someone who might answer some questions about this vehicle. Who knows?
I hate you.
So yeah, that's this week. So without further ado, let's just hop back to the news.
All right,
back to you, Zero.
Cool stuff, and yeah, I'll definitely be promoting that as soon as you get that going. Yeah, so we got some more pictures from Tokyo Toy Show, and again, we're not going to spend too much time on these because the bulk of it's stuff we've seen already. So let me go ahead and get this shared back out. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff that's already out in the States. You got some of your Transformers 1 stuff, mainline. We looked at that guy already. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this Prime is. I think this is that self-transforming Prime that you just press the button and he transform, but you can't take them from that base. The Bingo Toys one, which I think that thing will probably be on clearance on domestic sites. The repaint of the MPM Bumblebee for the 40th anniversary, which I do have on pre-order. I do want to pick up. So yeah, of course the not missing link deluxe, the leader Soundwave that's coming out. Get some looks at those. Of course, that's been out for a hot minute. There's the YOLO Park display. I believe these are the trumpeter models. More 3.0 stuff. I think that's the original scale they had. That large scale. Looks like they're doing a Nemesis Prime and the Revenge of the Fallen Prime. Got 3.0 Mirage, Primal, and yeah, some more stuff there. So, this was also there. And this is, if you saw our thumbnail, you probably are like, you probably had some questions. If you saw the thumbnail and you weren't paying attention,
questions.
You were probably like,
what the hell is even that?
And by that, we're talking about the bump of chicken Optimus Prime. Yeah, this is the thing.
It's a thing.
This is the second time this band, I believe they're a Japanese band, Bump of Chicken, there's their logo. I think this is the second time that they've had a repaint. The first one was the Titans Return Bumblebee. Remember that weird powder blue Bumblebee that came out? The little Scout class one?
I must have gone through it just gone.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. But
all I know is this thing is uglier than Autobot Spike, and it looks like a bad Power Ranger mech that doesn't actually separate.
To me, I was going to say, to me, it looks like those prototype figures they used to have back for the original Star Wars toys. They just used whatever plastic they had.
Yeah, well, they did that with the Boba Fett one a couple years ago.
I just think they're trying to compete with Make Toys and put all the Seekers into one big figure here, so we can get a Skittle Prime.
Yeah. I don't know why they do this stuff.
Do you do a bump of chicken before you smoke some quack?
Yeah, you had to designing this. Like they had the J Balvin Soundwave a few years ago, which I thought had the and I think you can still buy that thing a lot of places. That I think had took the cake for probably the ugliest repaint. Let's see. Can I? Yeah. Oh wow. You can still buy that thing. You can buy it for way less.
I'm sorry. I think I just have one collective thing. I mean, if you're getting this, okay. I cannot think of anybody who would be buying this domestic unless you are a 100% completist. And if you are, God bless you, and I hope you enjoy your investment. I am not going to talk down on you for spending your money. I am not spending a dime on this.
All I'm going to say is I will enjoy Deluxe's review of this figure.
Bumblebee. Let's see. I'm going to pull up their Bumblebee real quick. So the Bumblebee really wasn't terrible. So I'm going to pull that up. They have a picture of it over on TF Wiki. He said, buying 5 of them now. I'm going to hold you to that, Deluxe.
The irony is that he's actually colorblind, so he just thinks it's gray.
So this powder blue Bumblebee, this was...
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you could call that glyph.
Yeah.
That's right, because I'm that geek.
You see, it's got the Bump of Chicken logo on the side.
Huh.
So...
It's
bath salt sleep prime.
It's sleep mode after he took before eating a slice of sausage pizza before going to bed. Seriously, I would get the weirdest dreams if I do that.
That's not all for weird and random crossovers, because we also have the most weird and random crossover. Let's just put it that way. I think everybody's seen this now. They're calling it the Synergex series, and they're doing a Godzilla and Mechagodzilla homage.
Look, the thing is, I'm so glad they screwed up doing this, because this could be done so much better.
Oh, 100%.
First of all, that should be the Grimlock should be the Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
And Godzilla should just be a variation from Megatron of TF Transformer Megatron.
And not only that, but they could have done Beast Wars Megatron, and they could have done Beast Wars Megatron as a Godzilla retool.
Yeah.
Or they could have used the Studio Series Grimlock from the Bay films and remolded the head parts into Godzilla.
And of course, the most famous thing of all, why not just use Trypticon?
Oh yeah, and they could have done that, and they could have said, "Hey, this is a good one-off for Godzilla fans."
Dude, Trypticon as Mechagodzilla, I would actually have bought that.
Yeah, and all they'd have to do is do it in like a heavy silver deco. Yeah, the missed opportunities.
Do you know what Kiru looks like?
Vaguely.
Hold on.
Wait, did he say Kira? I mean, we know it. We know how.
Kiru. That's what the Prime is supposed to be based on.
Yeah.
Wow.
I happen to have
That's
one
the
right here.
the classic design, isn't it? With like the
No. Kiru is not the classic design. Kiru is from Tokyo, SOS Tokyo. This is the most badass Mecha Godzilla figure ever made. They actually have a Solo Chigoken version of this. This is actually one of my favorites. And because it's the whole idea is that this is actually a Mecha Godzilla built around the skeleton of the original Godzilla film.
this actually is the most badass Mecha Godzilla ever made.
Well, you see, no, that's
This
the
is
concept.
the post art. Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you ever want to get rid of that, I'll take that. But
No, I love it.
But this is one of my favorite designs, and this Grimlock in these colors or whatever, just that it's not freaking Tanker Prime.
Yeah. Yeah, why they would even think to use Tanker, like it just the whole thing is just huge missed opportunity. I mean, there's a couple better photos of it. I'll share them out real quick.
I'm so happy they screwed up this project, because that way I'm not tempted to buy a damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, just maybe a fraction on that Megatron, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But honestly, screwed it up so bad. Yeah, that's that. There's no need for any of that.
Yeah.
They have so many better options at their disposal. So,
And they couldn't even work in the arm cannon for Megatron. They could have made. There's so much they could have done.
I actually would have done Death Source for Gigan, personally. Not King Ghidorah, but Gigan would have worked. I am also a bit of a Godzilla fanboy, if you haven't figured out.
Now, what I will say looks nice. I saw the chat's aware of the Macross crossover. We haven't seen what that's going to be.
If it's not Jetfire, then get the hell out of here.
It needs to be Jetfire. If it's not, that's a big missed opportunity.
Yes.
But this Zoids Prime.
See, I don't think that's really horrible, because I mean, I remember very vaguely when the Zoids cartoon was, around and stuff, and the Ultimo does look pretty good.
Yeah, it's a spot on Liger.
Yeah.
You know who would have been worked actually if they'd done Galaxy Force Follow Cybertron Liger Jack, the one that became his arm. That would have done that would have worked really well for it.
Yeah, because they could have done it in white and then made it the Liger Zero. Because they did do a Target exclusive repaint of that. I still have that. They repainted it as Lio Convoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll do that. I'm sure they'll do a red. They'll do a white.
That almost looks more Diaclone-ish, but yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, they're also, it's like a 3-way crossover, because they allow Diaclone. It's coming with a Diaclone pilot that can ride in there. So
that means that thing's probably costing $80.
Yeah, it also means it's probably gonna have really good plastic quality, though.
Oh no! I am jealous for those who can get. Yeah, if you go back that picture, that was Kiru fighting Godzilla. I'm jealous for those of you who have Diaclone. Okay, not only to be able to afford it, but just it looks like such a solid line. It's just too much cheddar.
Now, is that going to be specific for Japan, the Zoid release?
Well, yeah, it's going to be an import.
Okay.
So, and this is all we have for the Macross. I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that there's just Skyfire without the armor on. And we're also getting a Monster Hunter crossover, which I was expecting to have been revealed by now. They're also doing a Spider-Man Zoids crossover, which I'm assuming that means you're getting a Diaclone scaled Spidey, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This will also be a tiny piece if that's the case. Not to be outdone, you're also getting a black suit. And they're also doing Patlabor, which
interesting.
Yeah. So, and they're calling, I guess they're calling the Asian crossovers Synergex, whereas here we just have crossovers. So,
Pat Labor was fun. Really good late 90s animation stuff. That was a good series.
I know X-Transbots did a homage to one of them with their skids. Like they did it like in a police deco.
Oh yeah.
All I know is like so far though, again, I'm saving money.
Yeah.
So,
and then
God bless you for those of you who buy it. It's like the Street Fighter figures and things like that. Cool.
Yeah. Apparently, we have listings for the new mainline kids cartoon called Cyberworld. Nothing, no details as far as what this is going to look like, but we know they're doing
a Skybites, Orphanot,
a bull version of Megatron. Interesting.
Problems with these kids lines, they're kids lines. That's how
yeah. And they no longer have that mainline quality. Though, granted, everything I've been seeing for the Transformers 1 mainline stuff, it's been pretty good. It's just the figures are lacking.
I thought there was some hollowness with some of those figures.
Well,
the bigger ones.
Figures to get kids back into the line so then they can turn into 45-year-old man children complaining about it ain't their toys that they grew up with.
Yeah. I mean, I want there to, even if there's hollowness, even if there's lack of ankle tilt, I've been seeing in the reviews that the transformations are fun and intuitive and enjoyable. And when we were at the beach, my brother-in-law's friend was there, and he was just like, "Hey, tell Mr. Jordan what you like." And he's like, "Oh, I love Transformers," and he was telling me all the stuff he knew. So there are new fans. I like to see avenues for new fans to come into this. So I want there to be a good kids line, because you really think about it, like Power of the Primes. And Power of the Primes is the last time they had a main line that was meant to appeal to kids and collectors. They still had RID 2017, or no, what was it, 2014 going on. But you need that stuff needs to exist. I think that Hasbro just doesn't know how to walk the line of quality. Like, Then we also have one more listing of interest, and that is for a Studio Series Alita 1. That was also found by JT Prime. That's the only listing for Transformers 1. No details of when she's coming, but I'm assuming an Alita 1 and a Bumblebee are going. I think all those characters are going to get Studio Series. But again, deluxe scale seems like that's what they're keeping to for these. And lastly, for Transformers 1, Cinemark Theaters, they are doing their popcorn buckets.
How does it compare to the Dune popcorn bucket?
It doesn't.
Does it pair up as well as the Alien popcorn bucket does to the Dune?
That was the Alien one and the Batman. Did you see the Batman one? The Bat Signal. Yeah, I don't know what they're showing for the 85th anniversary of Batman, but I know George Plastic Attic, he got one. It's the Bat Signal, but it holds popcorn. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So these look tiny. They look like they're really targeting.
I shall eat popcorn from the head of Bumblebee. Yeah. That's kind of gruesome if you think about it.
I like the drink toppers though; those are neat.
Who came up with these collectible buckets anyway?
They've been around for a hot minute. Like, I remember they used to be freebies, because like when I saw Infinity War, that was the first time they gave us one that I remember.
I mean, the first I think of when I think of these collectible buckets is the D21 from Dungeons and Dragons. It was the D21, the Ghostbusters one.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters were good. But yeah, I mean, this stuff doesn't really appeal to me for the prices they're asking, but it is getting people into theaters. Mm-hmm. Like, I might get the PAX Prime Cup if we happen to see it at Cinemark. typically we go to Horizon to see movies. So, but yeah. And
that makes more sense to me. Making a Soundwave one, that actually works.
That would have been a good. And we know Soundwave's going to be in it, and John Bailey is going to be the voice.
Dude, that guy's lost a ton of weight.
Yeah, he looks great. Like, yeah, I was looking at the pictures of him. He's looking really healthy. So yeah,
I'm happy he's getting to be an official Transformer.
Well, he was in Bumblebee. He got to be not only Shockwave but also Soundwave there.
Okay.
Then, lastly, we are getting, surprise, a Shattered Glass repaint of the 3.0 MDLX Rodimus and Rodimus Unicronus. Looks good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still costs less than Starscream.
Yeah. They slipped in the Shattered Glass handshake for, if you happen to have the Shattered Glass Prime, you can make them shake hands.
Nemesis. Did they make a Shattered Glass Prime? I know they did a Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, they did 3 actually. Oh no, they did the animation colors. They did the original release. They did the Ultra Magnus. They did a Golden Lagoon. So yeah, they milked it. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. I'm not collecting these repaints. I'm just getting the. Well, other than
Soundwave for Earthspark, who knows?
I'm shocked that we didn't. I'm surprised that they didn't just shoehorn him in by repainting the Cyberverse one. But yeah, I everywhere I go, I see the Earthspark stuff on clearance, and I've even seen that wave with not Galvatron, with Grimlock just cleared out. So I don't think we will. Let's move over to the third-party stuff. Quick hit. This is a weird one because I
can't get any weirder than we've already gone through.
Yeah, because this is a set, that's been in the making for a long time. The TFC is not dead. I mean, granted, they have been repainting their,
When did they start this project?
2018. So their hunger is finally coming.
Oh my God! Okay.
Yeah.
When I was collecting, I almost started going into these guys, the set, because at the time I was aware of.
Just as long as it holds up better than their Leo Kaiser's legs did. I remember seeing videos of that thing just doing the splits.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
hey.
Good. I guess they finally figured that the time is right. I love what the gun does. I like how you take all the individual guns and combine it into the combined gun.
Well, I think TFC, man, that's like the last holdouts from like the Fans Project days and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember they had a Piranacon that looked pretty hot.
Yeah, King Poseidon, I think was what that was called. I remember.
Well, King Poseidon was the Japanese name.
Well, I think that was. Is that what they called the set? Like, did they actually
go for
the?
Looked really good and very cohesive.
Yeah, I'd seen it in person. It was nice, but yeah, it's just the old school chug combiners. Like they are. I remember they used to be all the rage, and now we kind of. It's funny to think back. Deluxe being in here, Deluxe used to say, "Where do you see third party in 5 years?" And now, I guess the question is, looking back, if you knew then what you knew now, where do you think the bigger question
on this project? I'm glad you guys are getting some closure.
Yeah. We got some more, I guess, more captivating stuff here. So let me get this Weibo link open because I'm gonna have to translate it. But let me go ahead and translate this here, and I'll get it shared out. So this one's interesting. So when it comes to third-party Beast Wars, we don't really get too much. Like we had some what was it? What was that company?
All I think of is TransArts making those remakes of
Yeah,
the Transmetals.
Transmetals and Transmetals 2 now.
Yeah.
This is a new company that I hadn't heard of, and they are called Robot Toys, and they're doing two. So they're doing Leopard, which I guess is a more animation accurate Cheetor. I don't see the need for this, to be honest. Because again, it's like you can see here that there's some caveats. I think this is also maybe going to be legend scale, because now I think about it, 8.7 centimeters.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
you just answered your need for it.
Yeah.
If it's legend scale, you got legend scale Beast Wars right there.
But this is a masterpiece scale. They're doing a Scorponok. So I think, what was it? Was it Deluxe? You collect them. Was it DX9 that did Black Arachne and Rat Trap? Or
I do not remember a third party.
Yeah, there was a Scorponok, a Rat Trap, and Black Arachne all done in legend scale. And yeah, then they did the stylized Primal and Migs. But yeah, Scorponok should be a slam dunk. I mean, the thing is like if any of the more recent toys that have come out show that especially like the legacy one, like the transformation's possible to do.
Right.
And it just needs to be a little bit of a bigger figure. So 6.2 centimeters, I think, I'm sorry, 16.2 centimeters, I think comes out to about 6-7 inches, and that's appropriately scaled because he's not that big of a robot.
Now I know what to put on my European profile.
Not that big of a robot.
Never mind.
Then we also have another figure that we thought was kind of dead, and this is up for pre-order. Iron Trans. I and a lot of other people really liked their Star Saber they did, and now they're finally putting out their,
I don't even remember their Star Saber.
Yeah, it was a really well done piece. It fixed all the issues. That it wasn't like super tune accurate, but it was highly articulated. It was really well made. And yeah, they're finally doing their victory, Leo, and it's looking good.
That's big and bulky, that's for sure.
There he is, all combined up. Now, I won't get this because I have the probably the best figure Keith ever made, which was his Simba.
Well, that's also because we know who designed that. That was a Cassie Sark project.
Yes.
And I am a utter sucker for anything that guy did. It's the same guy who also did their blaster.
Yeah, and there's the Star Saber if you don't remember it.
I'm sorry, Victory Saber is just a clunky combination.
Yeah. This is actually really cool too. Like if you don't own theirs, it still combines with the official.
That's cool.
But I would say get the X-Transbots one if you wanted to do that, because one, and I think TF Source just had that for like $60 or something ridiculous. I think it was like $58. And I'm like, damn. So,
Gotta clear out that inventory.
Yeah. But I like that it does this. This is the IDW look, isn't it?
Well, IDW had Star Saber.
That's right. He never combined.
It never had Victory Leo.
Yeah. But I don't think Victory Leo ever had that chest armor or anything.
No, he did not.
So, or the alternate head. So this is cool. I have their Star Saber, but I probably won't be getting this because, again, I have Simba, and I bought Simba specifically to combine up with the official Star Saber, and it looks fine that way. But cool that they're still around and still kicking, and they're doing something that, you know, only one other company has done. And
things are going, all these TFC, people coming from who did that. I'm just waiting now for our new fans project.
Yeah. We also have Magic Square upscaling their Bruticus, which
I've been hearing every good thing about this.
Yeah. This is now up for pre-order. This
Yeah.
just
I
seemed like
personally only have one issue with it, and that's just because of how my brain works with Transformers.
What's that?
That the combined mode is just gonna have to be like, a giant Partsformer.
Yeah. More than likely. I mean, this looks, like it's just an upscale.
I mean, I've always been, for me, again, this is just true Starscreamer here,
Yeah.
Dave here, saying like MMC does for me the definitive of what I look at a Transformer combiner by being all inclusive. I mean, yes, they do have their add-on parts too, but in general, the fact that they combine, I don't need extra parts, and it's a robot.
Well,
But
their defense
as
order.
a figure, if you're doing a non-combined version, that is the best damn looking brawl I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of want that. The thing though,
if you've got the Zeta, just like Stunning Bringer, use Zeta for your Bruticus, and let these guys be your bots.
Yeah. Well, I have the MMC for my bots, but these look so much better.
Okay, I'll take your MMC off your hands.
Well, because that's the thing is like I'd be getting Ruination, so I'd still have those characters.
Okay, I'll take your MMC one off your hands.
We shall see if I commit to it when these guys come out. This is up for pre-order. I got this on Agabus. I don't see a date here for it. Just that it is up for pre-order.
$160 though, damn.
And I'd go from the Asian market myself. Nothing against Hanny, good dude, but the domestic prices have been they've been rough, real rough.
Yeah.
Lastly, we're gonna show X-Transbots a little bit of love.
Taking all they can get.
Oh, David.
I had the link, and now the link does not want to work for me. Here, we'll open this up on Big Bad here. Big Bad has this up for pre-order, and yeah. I think this looks good. I love that he has the red crosses on the shoulders. I think the biggest issues I see with this are the head. It kind of looks like he's wearing like one of the helmets from Spaceballs.
Once seen can no longer be unseen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the add-ons look good.
That's never been the problem.
I guess for me, it's the shoulders more than anything. It bugged me more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, you go back to that last pose with him on the skis. Not that one. Back one more. I look at that shoulder joint right there on the facing right shoulder. That just kills the immersion for me.
Yeah, I think it's not the first time they design a shoulder piece that looks similar to that, and it's always been somewhat questionable.
I'm trying to be objective.
Oh, absolutely.
Back is nice and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to just listen to the drama, go to the EROC page. Oh, did I say that? My bad.
You're not wrong.
So,
What the heck? Wait, that never happened in the... Wait, that never happened?
no. What would have been great is if they would have supplied a Ratchet head that was split in half with Megatron.
Yeah.
That would have been a
cool.
They do give you the comic style head down there, so I agree. That would have really added some incentive for people.
So,
but it's a good
and the battle skid looks okay. I mean, I'm listen. I always loved the MP Ratchet, and I like the MP Ironhide. I always thought they were two of my favorites of the MP line. I thought they were solid. Yes, so a lot of people had to use the Shadow Fisher thing to change out some to slim them down. I thought they looked great stock. They felt good stock. So It's one. This is one of the few ones where I say I still prefer Takara, and I think that figure still holds up beautifully.
Yeah, my Takara is not going anywhere.
I mean, when I looked at the transformed mode and the alt mode, there's just so many panels on there and things like that.
Yeah.
Again, that kind of breaks the immersion for me.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just trying to be objective.
Jay says
I'm
no
not talking
shots
about
of the
anything
in-hand
else.
picks from today. Let me pull those up because I did have those from Weibo. But I lost my link here. So just give me 1 sec. I'll get those pulled up.
No worries. While you're doing that, let's remind everyone to come back here on the 2nd of September for Dave and I's sit down with Ace from Ramen Toy. Should be a really good show. Ace is always a wonderful personality to have on. And, it's a great opportunity to ask a lot of questions that we've seen. His pre-order early bird is still open for his AV vehicle, which is that big, huge 20-inch long tank. So, again, 2nd at 9 p.m. Back to the show.
It's going to be a good time. And you got to remember, every time we get a guest onto our show, something awesome just seems to happen with them later. I mean, we had Quentin Bedwell. Next thing we know, he's working with Kato on his comic. We had the legendary guys on there. Their Kickstarter went through the roof. Oh, what happened with the we'll talk about Brutal Realm, but
yep.
Come on, let the word go. Show up on our show, and great things happen.
Yep.
Oh Lord, that's not a good angle for him.
Yeah. I would say that the paint looks good. It looks really good in these pictures, but the depending on the angle, like the comic head does not look good there.
No.
I think they should have done a matte finish on the face.
And the torso itself, I mean, the sides don't look completely finished.
And all those panels.
Yeah, and then again, like thanks to Mang Motion for comparing that to the official Ironhide right there, because it's like there's your reminder that was and is a really good vehicle mode.
Absolutely.
And I love the face. I'm sorry, the face was such a fun thing. It was such a throwback.
It was a cool
and
Easter
if you didn't like that face, yes, you could slide a piece of paper in there.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I just thought that was just...
Yeah. Now, one thing too, speaking of the piece of paper, it's like here you see that they've changed it from translucent to painted. How do the chest inserts work now?
Exactly. That's a really good question.
So
that's what I'm wondering if this is the actual release or if this is just some early release that to get Mag Motion just to ramp up the excitement for it. I mean, I don't know for sure. I got no skin in the game on this anymore, but a drastic change like that, it definitely deserves.
I just like the Takara one better.
Yeah, the sled does look better than the Takara one, but I mean, again, like
I'm 50-50. I like because it held all the accessories really well.
This does too.
Yeah, that holds pretty much everything in place. Yeah, and I have, for at least the Ironhide version, I had the Voodoo MP scale figure, and that one,
that Shadow Fisher,
it looked really good too. So.
Yeah. RZ, are you talking about the I believe it was, we had it on the docket here, the Cyber World? Because the Cyber World we do know is coming.
Yeah, I think that's what we showed earlier.
We've been on this guy for a bit. I think we're all in. We're all equal here.
Like, and the thing too is just like, the three of us, none of us want X-Transbots to fail. In fact, I do. Again, like I talked about the, Mike's a fan. We kind of beat the dead horse on it. I like their Junkions. I like their Simba. I just I wish they'd let stuff cook. I just watched TM Reviews did his review of the toy versions of Fast and Fury, and it's like, man, if you guys just left stuff in the oven just a little bit longer, you'd be up there.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm sure we'll see more information about this when it finally comes out, and people are going to make their choices no matter what. If you get it and you like it, awesome.
well, let's move away.
I hope you're happy with your purchase.
We're going to do what we call the pulse check.
Let us traverse on. Let us traverse on.
Yeah. And see where we're at with the Rattler. The Rattler has 15,055 backers right now. So
probably
and they need
one.
And they need 18 for Baroness, right?
Yeah, I believe it's 18. Let's scroll down to where she is here. They got 11 days to go, so I'm sure that surge is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a paycheck to come in.
18,000. Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee that last minute bump will happen. I mean, this was funded really quickly, but I saw people in the chat, and I know one of us on the panel said, hey, release. I think it was T that said, releasing something so close to back to school might have been a challenge for a lot of people. So.
So yeah, I mean, chances of getting that third tier are very good, especially 11 days left. It's usually what happens. It'll be the last three days. You'll see it come across, and then everyone will cheer and say mission accomplished and we did it and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I think 23,000. I'm going to be so bold. I think that's going to get a huge last minute bump.
Okay. I'll say, I'm not going to say that. I'll say 22.6.
Price is right in me.
Yeah.
Actually, if you did 22,999, you'd be Price is right in me.
So,
what do you think? What are you thinking, Dave? What do you think the final number?
I mean, I'm with Mike.
No.
It's definitely gonna break the 20. It's probably gonna be hitting. I say 10% over the Baroness goal.
No.
Okay.
And then more Hasbro. I know T was sharing these out. I think. Did he order them? But we saw these shown off at SDCC. I think that they showed them off at the breakfast.
Yep.
The Outriders 2-pack. These kind of stealth dropped over on Hasbro Pulse today. So I mean, they're up for. I believe they are up for pre-order as of today.
Yep. T put his Amazon link, I think, on his channel page. So. I look at them and I get, it's a cool army build for those that want to close off that MCU vibe, but to me, I don't see the excitement in them. I don't.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's too late. That
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think had they had these guys ready to go back when, and again, it looks like they're doing that same sort of packaging that we got with the Sentinels. But I think if they had these guys ready to go back when, and God, this cap looks so dated next to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and they just released that whole wave of figures from the Affinity, saga, whatever. They just did a bunch of re-releases with newer faces. That would have been the perfect time to include those versus a year later.
Yeah.
So.
And also, they're $60. They're larger figures and they're a new sculpt, and they probably aren't going to be able to reuse these for anything or repurpose them for anything meaningful. But I think. What's that?
All you're getting is an extra head, no alternate hands.
Yeah.
Nothing along those lines. It's just, it's a pass for me.
Yeah, and it's not even really a head, is it? It looks more like a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I mean, because you can see the one on the left there has like kind of horns.
Yeah,
so it's probably just a simple pop off so they can look identical.
Yeah.
So, and it's asymmetrical because you only have the one with the two prongs or whatever the horns are. So now it's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now it's making me upset.
Speaking of weird, we get a new Spawn crossover, and
This one upsets me.
Go on. What's
Cloth! Look, he's finally got freaking a cloth cape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your Kickstarter doesn't have a cloth cape.
That's the figure we should have gotten.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the. I don't have the excitement, but I mean, it's a retail version. People want some sort of action
It's a retail
style.
spawn. That is the retail spawn that should have come out. I mean, I am out. Like I said, I am done with Todd. I am pretty much, unless something absolutely amazing happens, I am pretty much done with Todd.
Because you got the really cool spawn Kickstarter there. Dave, really cool.
I'm still. Okay.
I love medieval Spawn.
I got a love-hate thing going on with that Kickstarter spawn. That's a different thing altogether. But his mainline stuff, his DC universe, where yes, he is improving, but still at the same time, I'm seeing pin joints on there that should not have pin joints. I'm sorry. And he's been milking some of these molds for freaking since 2018, 2019 is when he started.
I think 2019 was when the Kickstarter kicked off.
Well, I'm talking about also the DC universe. I remember I still hadn't moved when I first started getting some of those figures. So,
yeah, definitely was.
I remember getting this. Yeah, but I remember getting this spawn back in 2019. And aside from, I mean, that's the cloth cape he should have had. But aside from that, there's no real improvements on this.
I do like the throwback packaging.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a new box.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying it for a box.
No, nobody really is. Well, some people might.
Yeah. Now, some of the people in chat are saying, they want to get this. This version for the weapons. Bazooka looks cool. The long.
Some of those weapons have been out for a while. That pistol, that long pistol, came out with the Joker.
Yeah.
What else is crazy too is that I guarantee none of these weapons are in Call of Duty.
I know that pistol sure as hell isn't.
No.
Yeah.
So,
I also haven't played a Call of Duty game in 8 years.
Play X Defiant. It's free to play. It's from the original creator of Call of Duty. It's on console. It has skill-based matchmaking, which Call of Duty doesn't have anymore. So you don't have to. It's not like you're going in and playing against people that have been playing for a while. So I have this artificial handicap because I've been on the grind. Mm-hmm. So,
but still, I'm just saying, like, again, I'm happy for those of people who are buying this, but
oh, Titan.
Hidden tier. Yeah, the medieval Spawn. I think the other thing too is it's not faithful to they don't have one that's faithful to the original toy, and that's what really killed it for me because that was my very first McFarlane figure, and I loved it. When I saw the Kickstarter and I saw it was just, they didn't have any. It wasn't like an update of that original toy. I was like, yeah, it's a pass for me.
Yeah, it's a really
following the Kickstarter, but again, the way he's just freaking just pitying out those accessories is annoying the hell out of me.
Yeah. He's also doing some Amazon exclusives, and I think one of them is like, why is this an Amazon exclusive? Because I know it would sell at retail. That's the I think the Girls' Night episode is one of the more memorable episode of the new Batman Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but girls, figures do shelf form, plain and simple.
It's true.
They shelf form,
but they're
I mean, when it's a direct purpose, look at Valiverse with Series 4, people bought it, but people bought it directly. But we're talking about casual buyers. So by doing this as Amazon, the people who want it are going to get it. They don't have to worry. They don't have to worry about bad distribution. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, Livewire, I don't think she's ever really gotten too much representation in toy form. She's kind of a villain.
She looks good though.
Yeah.
I mean, for getting that animated look, honestly, I think she looks better than Ivy.
Yeah. Supergirl's the one that I think just doesn't look right.
It's the Joker smile on her face.
Yeah.
And, like, the weird way her head's shaped.
And the lack of pupils.
I think they're there. It's a very light blue. The camera's not picking it up.
Yeah. Like, I also think Ivy needed some kind of like that's the better facial expression they should have had for Supergirl. I think.
Agreed.
I'm with you on that.
But
yeah, no Ivy. I mean, we got Livewire has the electric things, and Ivy just gets hands and no
vines.
Vines. Yeah, that's. Come on.
Oh, there'll be a Poison Ivy coming out later that'll have the vines. Knowing Todd.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then, of course, this one makes more sense to be, the Detective Vision Arkham one.
Yeah, it's a neat little niche thing there.
Yeah.
But
that Grundy was a very good build-a-figure. It's a shame the figures you had to buy for him weren't that good, but I've held that build-a-figure.
Yeah. That reminds me, I got a Bane I haven't opened up yet.
You have Bane. Is it the 2-pack Bane or do you have Bane?
Yeah. No, the 2-pack Bane.
Okay.
I just haven't had a chance to open it up yet.
And I thought we had one more from Todd. Nope, those were the 3 that I had on there. No, wait, I do have it. It's part of the Fall Geek Out. And I hate to say it, there's actually one figure in here that I kind of want.
You're allowed to?
Well, I just hate to say it because it's the Christmas Joker.
That's cool actually.
Yeah. We knew the Batwing's coming. These are weird. Have you guys seen these cows?
Yeah. Well,
I don't get it.
They're 1/3 scale. I think it's kind of like those
Star Wars ones they did for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's because they're so small, you can like put them on your shelf.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the cell shading on it is what really makes it off for me. Yeah. But they don't have the picture here, but they're also doing they're doing a couple more. They're doing like an Arkham one, and then what was the other one that I saw?
I think they're doing the Keaton one.
Yeah, the Keaton one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, again, it's something simple for the shelf. That's what it's there for.
And no prices on those, but yeah, they are 1/3.
I saw the statues in store today, the other day. I'm glad I held off on pre-ordering them. They're nice, but man, they are tiny.
Yeah. Get out of Toy News International here, and let's get into our next one. I do have one more, Todd. But
okay.
I think we've got one that's kind of we've seen the bike before. I think we saw the Red Hood's bike before we saw this version of the Red Hood.
I wouldn't say they're actually. Those are 2 of the nicer Todd figures I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up the bike from the Batman movie, and I like it. You know, it's a little big for most 6-inch, but it's just a slight oversized. So
I actually use that bike for my Marvel Select Blade. Really good.
Oh.
But
cool.
that right there, that's a money shot right there. That Red Hood with that bike. I'm
sure T's gonna buy this.
Together.
And Cyborg doesn't look bad.
No, it's a good-looking Cyborg, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Have they used that gun arm before?
No. Wait, hold on. Is that the one? Is that the one that came with the Joker bot?
It looks like the one that came with the Joker bot. Maybe I'm mistaken, but
well, you can take that off. You couldn't take it off the Joker bot's arm.
No, you couldn't. I'm Googling now to see if it's the same one.
Okay.
It's similar, but no, it's not the same one. The one on JokerBot was actually a lot smaller.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, still a good looking cyborg, and I like the fact that you can put the gun on either arm.
Yeah. Or buy two.
Or, yeah, you can buy two.
Todd would love you to do that.
Yeah. Good paintwork all around.
Yeah, I mean that's a good 3-pack right there. Oh wait, we also
they're sold separately.
Everything is sold separately. Like of anything, I wish that Red Hood and the bike were sold together. I could see that because they look that seamless together.
True.
I remember reading that run. He was trying to give up the guns for a while.
It's a dinky katana, though.
It is.
Yeah.
And a dinky crowbar.
Crowbar I have less of an issue with because, like, a real crowbar isn't the longest. Granted, for dynamic shots, you'd want a longer crowbar, giggity. But, it's a... Yeah, there, I guess it's fine at angles, but yeah, it's still a little short.
Yeah. I mean, it does suffer from the same thing we had with the Ghost Rider bike. That it's relying on that piece in the back instead of just having a kickstand or some way for it to hold up on its own. But, again, nice looking bike, really good sculpt. So yeah, possible pickup.
We're gonna end on a NECA one. And this is cool. I had no idea NECA picked up this license, but NECA apparently has the Silence of the Lambs license now, and they're doing like a full-on Hannibal Lecter.
Huh.
Which I think this is awesome.
Is it pre-pose? Can you pose him, or is that just a statue?
His arms are posable. From the looks of it, no, maybe it's
don't.
Just a statue. Nice. I thought I saw a cut here.
You know what? This is like those Iron Maiden figures that they came out you can't pose.
It's a statue, just the alternate head. Yeah.
Fabric highly full. It says like fully articulated. That's the weird part.
But where?
Yeah. Interchangeable hands, baton.
Unless the fully articulated neck.
Yeah. Oh god! Imagine if they go hog wild with this license, and they do a Buffalo Bill doing the tuck.
I'd be more worried about Gary for them making the Gary Oldman character in the wheelchair.
Yeah, well, I mean that was Hannibal. So if they do the second movie. But
it's supposed to be chronological is Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal.
Yep.
I need to reread that. That was Red Dragon was a good read.
We do have one more for NECA, and this one I think you might be interested in, Dave. It's the Ash and Cheryl 2-pack.
I was looking at that. I had to hold off a little. It does look good though. If you're a diehard fan, absolutely.
It does look. It's good looking.
Well, she got ugly real fast.
There's also rumors going around that they're going to continue. I guess they're gonna. I don't know whether it's gonna be a continuation of Ash versus Evil Dead, but they're in talks of doing a in canon Evil Dead animated show.
And Bruce is gonna do the voice. So.
Yep. Unless it's like the in between. Army of Darkness and Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Never did finish Ash versus the Evil Dead. Oh, it just cracked me up when he dug those 3 graves and put the crosses on them. The girl goes, "You know they're Jewish, right?"
That's it. Sam Raimi at his finest.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is a good looking set. Yeah, like you said, for the diehards, this is going to come in early next year in January for $70, which I guess is in keeping for a NECA 2-pack.
NECA's $35 a figure.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
And both characters are. You see, they would charge $35 for each of those figures because Ash comes fully loaded with accessories and she comes fully loaded with accessories.
Yeah, multiple heads.
Not like, I hate to say it, it's not like Hasbro where one character gets the accessories and the other one is a Bucky cap.
And these all are also pinless from looking at them. So
very cool.
Yeah, good stuff there. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything, because I had one on here that I was like, oh god, what the hell are those?
I threw something. I don't know if you saw it in our chat. I threw it on right before the show. Something that looks pretty cool.
Let's get that pulled up because we got a little time left.
From Bro Studios.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Ooh.
Yeah. Bro Studios just did their version of Kratos, and what's interesting with them for their tooling, they're using not just a regular routing machine that does the X, Y, and Z axis. It's like a 5-point router, so it gets more angles. I don't know if, did you see the review from Articulated Ninja on that Kratos figure, Mike?
I did not. It's in my subscription feed, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
He talks about the detailing on that one. They can do some details. Now, Bro Toys, this is a third party, but I was tempted to get the Reveltech Ryu Hayabusa, but seeing this, this will be on 5K Toys. So, I mean, those weapons look fantastic.
Yeah.
Because they're doing, this is more of a Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3, because in Razor's Edge is where he got the bow. And then 2, you got, in 2 you had all the claws and...
Which Reveltech does fantastic figures, as I've got a whole shelf of them right over here. But they also charge about $100. And if this is under $100, man, this is going to be absolutely fantastic.
And is this 1/12 scale?
Yes.
Very cool.
Look up their review for their Kratos figure. It looks insane.
Yeah, this is definitely interesting because I know the Reveltech one looked good, but this.
No, the Reveltech one is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's also going to be light, so when you put it on the stand, you'll be able to pose them in those awesome aerial moves. But this is just going to be a solid figure.
Well, yeah, this has all the accessories you could want. Now, it's interesting. I see the bloody arm there, but I don't see that here. I'm sure it's probably just going to be a swappable piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
Very
I'm also curious, too, because the claws are bloody in that one picture, but they're clean there. So I'm wondering if they're going to do like a pre-order bonus with the variants.
Well, yeah. I'm not sure if how much you've ordered from 5K Toys. I've been having a lot of success lately from them. And it's a very addictive site for these types of figures.
Yeah, it's been a while since I looked at anything or ordered anything from them. The last thing I did was the Loki series first round of the time.
The other one I'm looking from them. I'll go ahead and put it up here because they just put this out the other day. Give me 1 second here. I'll get queued up.
Holy crap!
Where is it? Memory Toys. Yeah, I got it right here. Check this out. This is actually pretty freaking cool if I can actually... If my internet behaves.
Oh, I missed the part. I guess the beginning part, Jordan. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I actually pulled the remainder of the of a piece of stinger out of my side when I took a shower after the gym today. But yeah, it was a little touch and go last Thursday because I in addition to being allergic to wasps, I also don't handle what is it called? The active ingredient Benadryl. So I was
great.
like not a happy camper last Thursday.
Oh, glad to have you back.
So this is so this is coming out from Memory Toys, and this is a necromancer shaman figure. And I think this is based off, they had their mithril orcs, which were kind of like World of Warcraft stuff. And I'm not into World of Warcraft, but there's just something about this guy. Plus, you got this little imp that you can order as well that you can summon. But this, when I first saw it, I always thought it was using the same buck as the Kozer Toys Death figure. But Matt and I were talking about it, and while it's similar, it's not. But this Necroblast here, this is really tempting me right now. I love the middle finger on here.
It's surprising to me that WoW and Blizzard as a whole don't have better merch, or as far as
NECA had the license for a little bit.
Yeah, but they just did statues, if I remember correctly.
No, they did fully posable figures.
For
it
WoW?
Was from that Hearthstone series.
Oh, well, that's why I missed that.
But they actually had one of the Space Marines from StarCraft. They had a hunter from World of Warcraft. But I mean, this looks absolutely awesome. And you can take off all the gear. Even just the naked body is just an awesome monster you can have. And the details are crazy. The whole thing is just the figure by himself is $86.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, it's a kind of a testament of what you get when there's no licensing involved.
Well, no. If you get this from Big Bad Toy Store, he's going over 100.
Oh, wow.
So that's what it is. 5
buying direct as well.
You do get a little better deal.
Yeah. That's why it's so it's like in the third party scene, again, I'm not hating on Fans Toys, but buying them sucks because Fans Toys has kind of made their own pricing mafia because they know what North American collectors are willing to pay, and then when you go and buy any other third party brand, from a Chinese or an Eastern seller, you're paying close to half of what you would domestically.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember buying stuff from Terry's TF Club or whatever, his website, and he had always had fantastic deals. Well,
back when before Nick the Toy Guy took over, when it was hung to go, the price, back when he was able to have the price of fan toys be what they were, you were spending $50 to sometimes $60 less than you would domestically.
Yeah.
So those were the days. But with that, I think here's a good place to wrap up. So I know Dave, you just got your Sentinel review up, and we promoted the coming episode of Reaction. Got any of the reviews you want to let the people know about?
Well, I mean, that's right now the bigger things. The big one is Monday, Ace. But we definitely want to talk about this. This is the Brutal Realms. They crushed their goal. They absolutely crushed it. And I am so happy for these guys. I did end up increasing my order from 71 to 100 and something. I picked up the Lion-O figure.
Yeah, I did too. Now they have gone through, they were just about funded Monday morning, and then the big bad numbers came in, and then it was just complete fire from that point on. I mean, when they came on board and talked with Kato, I think at the beginning of the week.
That Kato episode is fantastic. In fact, they got Dave Vonner. He got Dave Vonner as well.
Absolutely. When we see tiers like, we now have blank bodies for the females, which are only going to be available for the Kickstarter, just for those that are still on the fence with it. But what Dave's talking about is the Lion Lord figure. Looks really awesome. Excuse me, guys. And then the last unlocks here are their Primal Warriors. And these are just like, some digital render, but we have this Panther Lord. Looks really fantastic. Another werewolf. So maybe someone to replace the one that you got, Dave, from Loose Collector. And then a version of the Monkey Kid.
I almost hit the button on it. I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you can still there's still a lot of pre-order opportunities. If you don't want to back the Kickstarter yet, you can still go through Big Bad. Right now, the prices, again, most figures are $36. On Big Bad, they're $39. I think only the Grim, what's his name? What's the bad guy's name? Who's that?
Grim Lord.
Good gravy. Yeah, Grim Skull is $50 on Big Bad. 46 here. So again, really cool thing. I'm glad, again, this Kickstarter, is super successful. Jason and James are very passionate guys with a lot of the stuff, and yeah,
and they're doing it right. I mean, they're working with a good crew. Dave Vonner is an absolute legend in the toy field. So these
Agreed.
are brutal humans, not humans of the street.
And there is a topic that that was brought up this was brought up in the 3POA last night, and Bobby was much more critical of creators that want to get into toy company, and kind of saying that they should possibly rethink. I completely disagree with him on that, and we've seen success across a lot of Kickstarters here. Like I said, the Meta Travelers team, they're going to have their graphic novel out next month, and then they're still on track for a fall winter release for Wave 1.
Yeah.
So
that would be a good discussion to have in general.
Yeah.
I don't think we have time for that one right now, but that was definitely, I hate to say it, he was gatekeeping with that, plain and simple.
Well, I think there needs to be brutal honesty, because it's like, look, Russ, Shartimus is a good dude. I think a lot of people like him, but the Street Humans designs were not good from the get-go. They were just far too generic. Well, and I really I think maybe there should be a post-mortem done on it, but ultimately I think too, if you're a creator, don't surround yourself with yes men and let people be critical.
That's a big thing. And if you go watch our show, the guys, they were telling us how they hired people. They regretted hiring them. They knew what not to do, which I think was a big deal. This brutal project was supposed to have happened last year when PowerCon was going on, but it wasn't up to their standards. Yeah. And I really have to admire the restraint they had for putting that project. You're hearing about that Fist project, which is figures are there, but they're not necessarily there. And then what's the other company? The one that just basically had to can their project altogether.
Oh, that Gunrunner, Marauder Gunrunner?
The Futuristic Soldiers.
Oh, that's Invincible Toys.
Invincible Toys. I mean, something happened with that I haven't heard any of the major background on that, but that's a project that was started back in 2019 that apparently is not going to go to fruition.
Yeah.
Yep. And then again, the past day or so, we saw Gunrunner Marauders basically canceling their Kickstarter of their Vietnam version of the figures. That was 3 years in the making. So that's really kind of frustrated a lot of those in the 1/18 scale.
But we've dealt. I hate to say it, this is something that's been happening all the time. I mean, I'm going to say a bad name. People we had on our show, Moss Toys.
Yep, Spence.
That was a huge one when they started the project. They took money. They were supposed to be making their Cybertronian masterpiece, Cybertronian Seekers. They were supposed to be doing the Robotech license, starting with the Southern Cross, and all of that just disappeared.
Yeah, he took the money and ran.
That not only affected that affected Cassie Sark with his his Marauders, the Unrustable Bastards, which I really loved that project. So this is not new unfortunately to the fandom. It's just with things like Kickstarter, we're able to see it happen more often. So.
Yeah, and I mean, the case of Unrustable Bastards is like you could have a really good concept and really good designs. Like they were using the MMC materials and factory, and it was just so promising. And they really, I'd love to see how much progress they had behind the scenes on that comic. Because I mean,
and I saw someone picked up the designs, but it didn't go. I saw it speak up momentarily. I thought they were back, and then it disappeared again.
You never know when something will come back from the dead. I mean, looking at that TFC hunger, maybe we'll see it. But I also hope it's not a case of like too little, too late for that, because there was a lot of promise there. But I definitely do think that independent toy creators are going to be, I don't think that there should be gatekeeping, especially when you see all the success in the third party scene. Just if you think about it, that's, even though it's mostly involving intellectual property theft, those are independent creators operating in Asian countries. But
there's the people who aren't, and that's the big thing. Like that's what's going, like these the Brutal Realms guys. They have some homages, but they made sure to put enough proper lore behind it that it's skirting the edge. It's not okay. Okay, the Lion-O, man, that was actually going a little.
Yeah, sure. It's more of an homage, though. If anything,
that's the word.
The number one single player game in the world right now is a game called Black Myth Wukong. The game sold 10 million copies on day one. There is going to be a big demand for those sort of animalistic figures. Mark my words. And
they're already out. That's the thing. Yeah. Memory Toys has like Figure Obscura. They had the Sun Wukong. Fury Toys has the Sun Wukong coming out. So
I can see if the team behind AWOC can get more exposure, there might be some people coming out of Brutal Legend being like,
TFC made a Wukong version of their commander.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Journey to the West is like one of the most famous stories in the world. I mean, if you think about it, like Dragon Ball is just a retelling of it.
Dragon Ball is it's not. It's not. Think about it. Dragon Ball is not Z.
Not Z.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Safe for the fact
that Monkey Boy flying on a cloud uses a bow.
Yep. And also, so far, fantastic game. Just I would wait if you're going to get it on console for them to iron the kinks out.
Okay.
So, all right. So I think that's a good spot right there. So, Mike, I will see you on Monday, and hopefully be seeing the rest of you guys on Monday for a very, very informative episode of Figure Reaction. Definitely hit Mike's channel for that for the Vanguard video. I know this man's put a lot of love, sweat, tears, and sleepless hours into it.
Oh yeah.
And we definitely got to get him on that road to 1,000. So then once he gets to 1,000, I can start bitching about it.
Yeah, and we need to get this channel up to 1,000. So guys in the chat, please, let's start
be
sharing.
A friend, tell a friend.
Because as we spoke about before, not only am I going to be giving away a Vanguard, but our good friend G Tony is putting up some of these vehicles as well for Figure Action to do a couple giveaways. So that's why it's great for everyone to just kind of pass the news along, and let's bring some new blood in.
Yeah, we currently need 131 subscribers to get ourselves over the threshold.
There we go.
So expect to see. I want all 131 to be showing up on Monday. And on that note,
the new people.
Gentlemen, have a fantastic evening. Yeah. Everyone watching, have a fantastic evening. Everyone on the Replay Club, thank you so much. And as always, until next time. Take care.